I want you to think about the last time you got ignored. Perhaps you went for a job interview and you were waiting for an email that never came. Or you pitched an idea to a potential client. They nod politely as they listen along, but then complete silence. It feels like you are shouting behind a soundproof glass wall, doesn't it? Let me tell you a brutal truth about life. Being good is not enough anymore. You can have the best product, the best resume, or the best service, but you cannot break the pattern of the gatekeeper. You do not exist. But today, we're going to fix that because I'm going to tell you a story about a woman who was laughed out of Paris. She didn't have any connection. She didn't even have marketing budget. She was trying to fight in the men's world in 1946. People ignore her. But then, she chose to do something so shocking, so physical. But those people had no choice but to accept her. And her name was Estée Lauder. And she is going to teach you how to break the glass wall that was holding you back. Let's dive in. To understand the victory, you have to understand the struggle. Estée Lauder was not born into royalty. She was Josephine Esther Menzer from Queens. She started by cooking face creams in her uncle's kitchen over a gas burner. Her dream was to get into the luxury department stores. But you have to understand the context of the 1940s. These stores were fortresses. The buyers were men. The managers were men. And their logic was simple. We already have Chanel. We already have Dior. Who are you? She tried the logical approach. She explained the ingredients. She showed them the texture. She talked about the science. And do you know what happened? Nothing. They didn't care because logic doesn't disrupt patterns. Fast forward to 1948. She wants to launch her perfume, Youth Dew, in Galerie Lafayette in Paris. This is the Mount Everest of retail. She gets the meeting. She gives the pitch. And the manager gives her the classic no. He says her brand isn't known enough. It's not chic enough. In that moment, Estée Lauder had a choice. She could leave, go back to her hotel, and cry. That's what 99% of us do. We accept the authority of the gatekeeper. But Esther knew something about the human nature. She knew that people can ignore your words, but they cannot ignore their senses. So what she did was shocking. She walked into the middle of the sales floor and accidentally smashed a massive bottle of Youth Dew on the ground. It was not a spill, it was an explosion of scent. A rich, spicy, amber fragrance filled the entire department store. And then magic, biology took over. The customers stopped what they were doing. Some even stopped halfway through the walk. They followed their noses. They surrounded her, asking, "What is that? Where can I buy it?" The manager was watching the entire thing unfolding. He saw the crowd and then he realized the demand was real and he placed the order on the spot. Okay, let's pause the history lesson and let's talk about you. Why did that strategy work for Esther? Why was your strategy failing? It works for her because she moved from explanation to demonstration. When you were explaining your idea to your boss, your client, or your investor, you're usually in an explanation mode. You're trying to beg them to believe that you are great. But Esther knew that asking for permission was weakness. They put you in a weak position. But showing them put her in a great power. demonstrate put her in a great value proposition. She created a pattern interrupt because the brain usually ignores something mundane, but the brain can never ignore a shattering bottle. She forced them to experience her value even before they had a chance to pay for it. She didn't just do this once. Later on, she wanted to advertise on the radio. The agency told her she couldn't afford it, so this is another no. Then she took her entire marketing budget, all of it, and manufactured thousands of tiny samples. She told the stores, give this away for free to anyone who buys something. The store manager thought she was crazy. Why did she give away free stuff? Why did you give away your product? But this was a brilliant idea because this was the birth of the gift with purchase. It worked because she removed the risk. She broke the bottle again, the metaphorical bottle, giving value first to prove she was worth it. So, how do you apply this today? I don't want you to go into your office and break glasses. You got fired over that. But you need to break the metaphorical glass. For example, you're going for a job interview. Don't just send in a resume. Everyone send in a resume. It's mundane. It's the standard. Send them a mock project for the company. Instead of telling them you can do it, show them how you do it. Send the mock project to the HR or line manager or even the CEO. This is how you demonstrate your skills instead of just telling them. Or you want to ask for a raise. Instead of just bringing inflation, document the benefit you have made for the company, amount of dollars in the sales you have produced, and put it in the folder, put it on the table, and then you can negotiate the raise. Or if you are a content creator, instead of telling people why they should follow you or watch you, start creating high value clips that can help them solve their problem in 5 steps or less. This is how you break metaphorical glasses. The world is full of people waiting for a yes. But Estée Lauder did not wait for permission because she knew that quality speaks louder than permission. So my challenge for you this week is simple. Stop arguing your case. Find a way to demonstrate your value. Make the value so loud, so undeniable that people have no choice but to accept it. I am Sokong. Go break some glass.